PA. Where is everybody from? Where are you guys from? Where's everybody from? Good, 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 good. So let's go. Okay, California. That's now nice, Geeta. I'm just trying to fix some things here. Just trying to fix it. Just a bit. Give me a few minutes about this. Okay, I can't quite figure out why I'm not able to do this, but let's go. Okay, so let's get started. Welcome, everyone. This is the BSMD webinar. I'm so glad you joined. I'm just going to share with you the different options that are there for a medical process. And I'm going to go over the key ingredients that are needed for a BSMD profile. And I'm going to share a resume of a successful student, just about everything. Okay. And it is not very easy to get into this program, and it takes a special kind of profile building, which I'm just about to share. Okay, so let me just quickly get started. Any questions, please put them in the chat, and I will address them as soon as I finish my presentation. Okay, so let me just get started. The entire screen. Okie doke. So let's get started. Okay, so this is the BSMD admissions process. A bit about me. I'm an immigrant. I studied in India. I was frustrated with the lack of clarity in the college admission process, and specifically the BSMD process. And that's where I wanted to focus a lot of my energies. And trust me, I've gained so much knowledge, and I've placed so many students into so many different BSMD programs. It's almost as if I know everything in the back of the hand, but that's not true. I'm constantly learning and gathering as much information to build an exceptionally good profile for my students. Okay. And these are my qualifications. I'm a Tony Robbins certified life coach. I'm a positive psychology coach. I also did my executive functioning skills coaching under Peg Dawson. She's a leading psychologist, and she is an expert in coaching ADHD kids, which is basically the prefrontal cortex of the brain. I'm also a meditation instructor, and I did my college counseling from UC Berkeley. So I apply all the principles that I learned from my counseling into my programs. Okay. And this is my family. I graduated from Tier 2 Ivy in India, REC Calicut, which is called NIT Calicut. My husband did his master's from Harvard. It took him 5 years, but he was persistent. The older one is graduated from Georgia Tech. He did his master's in 3.5 years. He's working in Moderna. I'm not updated my slide. It's about time I did. And my younger one is a junior as well, applying to colleges, but he's in a completely non-STEM background, which he wants to apply to law. And I'm a corporate misfit. I mean, I quit my corporate job after 20 years to follow my passion. Okay. So who is this program for, or who is the gifted gabber, my passion for. Basically, you are in the right place if you want to skyrocket your child's success. You want to craft an unbeatable profile for BSMD and pre-med programs. You want to outplay competition with cutting edge technology, and you want to fuel your child's learning from experts, then you are in the right place and you'll get all of these things with us. Okay. And I just wanted to quickly go over the agenda for today. You're going to learn about the different medical paths, the difference between BSMD and DO, ingredients of a successful medical applicant. You're going to see our results and our edge, our solution for cracking the BSMD. Okay. It's This program is not for you if you're looking for shortcuts, if you're reluctant, if you're very brilliant and you feel like your child shouldn't put in that kind of hard work and effort, then the BSMD program or any of our programs not for you. And you feel like your child's got to put minimal effort and overnight success, that's not going to work either. Okay. And you expect just grades alone to land them in the BSMD program, then you're dead wrong. Okay. It's like six factors, and I'm just going to go over them shortly. And if you feel like you are, everything has to be like a kind of a deal and not quality, again, it's going to be a problem, because we get the best experts that are out there to mentor and teach kids. Okay. Okay. We do have freebies and coupons at the end of the presentation. Okay. You get a scholarship guide, which is an amazing opportunity to look for scholarships. You will get all those scholarships in there, how to create a resume, everything within that mini course that you will get at the end of the webinar. Okay. Okay, so let's go ahead and look at the various things. Okay, our success, my students have gotten into Stanford, Johns Hopkins, UC Berkeley, Cornell, Carnegie Mellon, just about a lot of colleges that are out there. And specifically, we've had a lot of success with our BSMD program. My students have gotten into Harvard Pre-Med, St. Louis with 125K scholarship, Texas NMed, Hofstra, Drexel. I'm sorry, I can't fill in everything. South Alabama with full tuition, UC Merced SJV Prime Plus, just about any BSMD program that you can think about, our students have gotten into, except Brown. Okay. This is last year's, this is just partial results of last year's counseling. My students typically get multiple BSMD offers. St. Louis and Toledo is one of the students who got in. One of my students got into 4 BSMD programs, Drexel, Hofstra, St. Louis, and University of Toledo. I'm going to show you her profile. I'm going to show you how much scholarships she made and everything. And I had another student who got into Nova Southeastern. That's a really good BSMD program with 84K merit scholarship. Okay. And this is the profile of the student who got 4 BSMD offers. I want to share with you that on an average, a BSMD program will cost you anywhere from 70 to 85K. Okay, so that's pretty expensive, and of course you've got to build a profile which will yield you a lot of scholarships. So that's our specialty. We create exceptionally good profiles, and as you can see here, the student got 40K scholarship from Hofstra. Drexel is a bit stingy, just gave her 24K. St. Louis also gave her scholarship, but she is going to go to Hofstra because she got in there. And Hofstra is an exceptionally good BSMD program. It has an acceptance rate of 1 to 5%. Okay. And this is her acceptance letter into the Hofstra BSMD program. And then I want to read out how her Common App essay was really a cincher and a winner with the admissions officer. Okay. So her essay was about Garba and how she kind of stepped on other people's toes and just whacked them with the sticks. It was like a fun essay. that we brainstormed and wrote. She wrote. Uh, Here is what the admissions officer says. She says, I enjoyed learning about Garba through your essay, and I'm happy that it makes you feel connected to your culture. Okay. And she was awarded 152K scholarship for 4 years. So that is how we build our profile. Okay. So who wants to know the success formula for BSMD? Okay. Yes, let's go. I'm just going to give you a background about the different medical programs that are there. Okay. The different paths. The traditional path, there's nothing wrong with the traditional path. It's where students do 4 years of undergrad, they take the MCAT exam, and then apply for the med school. So it's 4 plus 4 years. And basically, if you're multitasking, I want you to come back to this screen because it's very important. The medical school application admission needs MCAT score, overall GPA, shadowing experience, clinical experience, research experience, other volunteering experience, and letters of recommendation. Okay. So if you're here, you can take a snapshot of this because this is going to show up in another place, and I want you to pay close attention to this. So this is the traditional program, and this is always a backup. Okay. Always in when we are applying to the BSMD program, we always have pre-med programs as well. It's not like you're going to ignore the any good pre-med programs that are all there. It's always there in the list. Okay. Next is the early assurance program, which is basically the student doesn't get admitted into the BSMD program, but in the sophomore year, they get an opportunity to apply. So most of the BSMD programs are in such a way that if the student doesn't make it in the first attempt, then they get an opportunity to again submit for the BSMD application after the sophomore year. Okay, so this is I like this option better because students get to test waters and figure out whether they really want to go through the rigorous BSMD program. And it gives them 2 extra years to ensure that they are in the right path. Okay. And next, we have the combined medical program. That's what you're here for. There are different names for this program. It's called the BSMD program. It's the direct MD program, accelerated program, whatever you call it. It's a wonderful program that's worth applying. Please, it's like winning a lottery, and you have to buy a ticket to get qualified to win that lottery. So that's what I tell my students when they ask me, hey, do I have a chance for applying to the BSW program? I'm like, you can only know that if you apply, right? So that's what it is. It doesn't matter. Just apply and see whether you get in. Okay. So there's no separate medical application. Everything is done after high school. Like they're admitted, there's a conditional acceptance. Yes, there is an MCAT requirement mostly, and colleges that do not have an MCAT requirement are almost impossible to get it into. Okay, so this is the only advantage of this program is a student does not have to go through applying for med schools after their undergrad, or there's no kind of uncertainty that, oh my god, am I going to be a doctor or not, because there's always the conditional acceptance that is there. Okay. And how hard is it to get into a BSMD program? It's notoriously hard. It's the acceptance is between 1 to 5%. Okay, that's how hard it is. So the student's candidature and the profile has to be the top 1%. Okay, it cannot a student cannot be doing things that 99% of the students are doing. There needs to be a wow factor, which is what I'm going to go over. Okay. Another excellent option is the BSDO program. DO is Doctor of Osteopathy, and about 60% of the DO physicians, they're practicing in the primary care. They come into the family medicine, internal medicine, OBGYN, and pediatrics. Okay, but a lot of Doctor of Osteopathy doctors, they go on to sports medicine. I know a lot of kids who are like, oh, I want to treat basketball injuries, and become a gazillionaire. I want to work with NBA players and everything. So that is a very, very up and coming field that I don't want you to overlook. When I'm building a profile, I typically have two DO colleges. I'm going to mention them, which one they are. They are Nova Southeastern and Rowan. They give a lot of scholarships, and they're fantastic DO programs that are there. Okay. The difference between MD and DO is MD is modern medicine or allopathy. DO is osteopathy. It follows a different school of medicine, which is osteopathic manipulative medicine or osteopathic manipulative treatment. Okay, so that's the only difference. They're both popular, they're both very well recognized. Okay, and now, what makes a great PSMD profile? That's what we're going to get into. Okay. So if you're multitasking, please come back. These are the 6 admission factors, okay, that are absolutely necessary for BSMD. Okay. You can even take a snapshot of this. Okay. Academics, a stellar academic record, right? You need to have exceptional GPA and course rigor. Next is test scores. You need to have very good SAT and ACT scores. It's test mandatory. It's not test optional. Their undergrad program may say test optional, but when you're applying to the MD program or the BSMD program, they expect to have really good test scores. Okay. Next is research. They expect students to have a research experience during high school. Next is community service. They want students to have volunteering hours or community service in the kind of the healthcare realm. Okay, something leaning towards that. And clinical exposure or medical shadowing, this is extremely important and mandatory if you are applying to the BSMD program. Okay, and I'm going to tell you what are the kind of physicians or doctors that a student can shadow, because there's a lot of restrictions that comes with that. And there are some schools that offer shadowing as a part of their curriculum. Like, for example, I'm in Downingtown, and they do offer the Allied Medical Program, which in the senior year, students go to Paoli Hospital to volunteer there. Okay, and also extracurricular activities. Students need to have a wow factor, like significantly impactful extracurricular activities to get into this program. Okay. Any questions about the 6 admission categories? Please type them away. I will address them at the end of the presentation. And yeah, if I start looking at the questions, I'll not come back to the presentation. So does this make sense? What are your thoughts about it? Okay, so what are your specific questions about the 6 key admission criteria? Put them in the chat. Okay. Next is the academics. The first thing, the first parameter is academics. Students are expected to have exceptionally good GPA, class rank, AP or IB courses. Okay, class rank may not be offered, but it's perfectly fine. But it will show up in your school report. Got it? So yes, class rank is important. Next is courses. I call this a golden rectangle, where a student needs to have AP chemistry, AP biology is really important. Calculus, AB, or BC. BC is a bonus, but calculus AB is like absolutely essential. Okay, and then we have physics. It can be AP Physics 1. Got it? So this is like the golden rectangle that's like supremely important if you're applying to the BSMD program. Okay. Yeah, they need like class rank, high GPA, any AP awards that they get. Okay. Now for the test scores, it can be SAT or ACT. They're looking for scores that are upwards of 1500 and an ACT score upwards of 34. Okay, so yes, it takes like multiple attempts to get that dream score. Currently, the digital SAT is like all wonky, and the ACT signs got curved, and poor kids, they got hit with like lower scores, and that's really unfortunate, but this is the expectation from the BSMD program. Okay. For the extracurricular activity wow factor, we have the volunteering. Volunteering is the number one extracurricular activity that they're looking for. It can be in a senior home. Also, if you're looking to build a club, you can go to our website. We can, I mean, there's an option to start a Horizon Network chapter in your school. This Horizon Network chapter actually helps you establish a club in school where you will go to the nearby senior home and volunteer there with your friends and your schoolmates. Okay, so we have the whole process mapped out, and it's an exceptionally good extracurricular activity because it shows leadership. And also colleges like it that you're spending your time with seniors or end of care senior citizens and spending time with them. Okay, so that's a very very important activity for an extracurricular activity for the BSMD program. And of course, this shadowing, I'm going to tell you who you can shadow. It can even be a dentist, okay, because you're a medical professional. Anybody with a doctor before their name, you can go and shadow. Okay, and research is also a very, very important parameter in this. Okay, so the volunteering, again, nursing home, hospice care, hospitals. I mean, you can go and ask hospitals if they have volunteering opportunities. I tell my students, please give them a call or just go to the hospital and stand there and ask them, hey, can I please come and volunteer? Is there an office manager that I can speak to? Right, that's how it is. People are not going to call you and ask you to come volunteering. You have to go after what you like, right? Ask your pediatrician whether you can do medical shadowing with them. So students have to hustle to get these volunteering opportunities. Okay, then shadowing, it can be their own pediatrician. I asked my son's pediatrician if he would allow volunteering. He said, yes, Joe, but they have to be my patients, right? So, but my sons, they're not medical inclined, and I try to help my students out. And it can be a physician, but please don't expect your child to be in surgery handing over scalpel for the surgery and everything. It's not like that. They can just, I've had students who go there and they kind of usher patients. They show them the directions to where to go and everything. That's perfectly fine. It's not like they have to go treat a patient. They want students to witness a place that offers care to the sick. Okay, so that's what it is. And also dentists, chiropractors, psychologists, psychiatrics, please make sure you track the hours and you get a letter on the letterhead from the doctor that you're shadowing. It's very very important to do this. Okay, then research, they're looking for research because it shows colleges that a child is a deep learner. Got it? Writing a hypothesis about it and writing a research paper on a medical topic is really really adds value to their profile. We do offer programs in research where students work with students work with I'm sorry, professors who are experts in their field, like neuroscience. A professor is from University of Southern California. A cancer expert is from Wayne State University. Our nano expert is from Arizona State University. Our infectious disease expert is from Bethel University. So they work with a professor and create a research paper, and we help them submit it for publishing. And that's a very, very attractive extracurricular activities. Or you can work in a lab, which is becoming extremely difficult after the pandemic to get an opportunity, research in hospitals and universities. Okay, so a well-researched paper is basically peer-reviewed by an expert. Okay, so we help students publish their paper in journals that are faculty reviewed. Okay, so what they do is, if it's a specific topic that a student is submitting the research paper, then there's a faculty who is kind of in that same area of expertise, and they will review the paper and approve it. Okay, once it's approved, it's published in the journal. Okay, and I'm just going to, any questions about what I've discussed so far about the 6 parameters, please put them in the chat. Okay, I'm just going to go over the resume of a BSMD PSDO candidate. As you can see here, the student did 3 research papers with us, and you can hyperlink the research papers here. So we help them submit the research paper in Journal of Student Research, and you can put this DOI link in the resume, and it really, really enhances the profile. This research paper was successfully published. Okay, she did publish 3 research papers, but at the time of her application, only 2 were published, and she was awaiting the third publishing. At which point she said submitted to publish, and she mentioned what the topic and everything is. Okay, and please remember that publishing a research paper takes anywhere between 3 to 6 months. Okay, and if you try to go to another place where they tell you it's going to be published in 1 month, you're going to raise red flags in your college application, because admission officers know how long it takes for a paper to get published. Okay, and we have to be very honest in our resume. Next is this girl also had research internships. We offer research internships to students who have finished writing a research paper. Then she also had the lab internship. She worked in a skincare clinic, I'm sorry, skincare research place. She shadowed a dentist. She volunteered in a hospital. She assisted teachers in STEM related activities. She had leadership. Leadership is another thing that's very, very important. She started a club, like you can start the Horizon Club that we have complete instructions for. That will be considered a leadership experience. Okay, so like colleges like it. That you start a club that is actually targeted towards volunteering and helping the senior citizens. So it's a very, very impactful activity. Then there is, she was a captain of this team. She also had a lot of extracurricular activities. No activity is small or big. Okay, you need like the cream of the crop activities and then other participation. She also had certification, her language, and everything. Okay, so any questions about the resume, please type them away. Okay, now I'm going to explain to you about the BSMD process. It's a bit tricky, not very straightforward, and you need to know all the components that are there. Okay, so this is the 3-step process. The thing is, you have to get accepted into the undergrad program, which you apply through the Common Application. So seniors who are applying this year, they need to have a Common App essay. They need to write the supplemental essay and everything and submit it in the Common App. And in that school that they're applying to, the BSMD school, they mentioned that they want to get into the pre-med or the medical program. So once the college receives it, they need to have been accepted into the program, and that is when they send you the portal details and details to like kind of apply for this medical application. This is the one that is like really grueling. Okay, each college is different. For example, University of Alabama expects two references, a special resume, and everything, a bunch of essays. Okay, Penn State expects a one-page resume. So every college is different. BSMD college is different, and it's not uniform at all, and it's extremely laborious and time consuming. And students, seniors, need a lot of guidance in applying to this college. Okay, I'm sorry, applying to this college application. Next is a mini medical interview, which is in person. It's either run by an admissions committee or a single person. Okay, we prepare them for the mini medical interview. Okay, in between, there are a few colleges that expect a student to have finished the Casper exam. Okay, Casper is a psychological exam that Hofstra and Drexel both needed. Okay, so we prepare students for that as well. So please, if you're multitasking, come back. You can also take a snapshot of this screen, and this is very, very important that you understand. Any questions about this process, please type away. Okay. So the question is, have you gained clarity about the BSMD BSDO accelerated program? Yes, no, maybe, kind of, sort of, anything flies. Let me know what you think. Okay. So the question is, how do you beat the competition, right? You know what the process is, but how do you build a profile that stands out, right? Simple. Create a plan to differentiate from others. Duh. It's easier said than done, right? And we're going to show you how to do that. Okay. So we have some unique solutions that we offer. I'm sorry, the summer program is gone. The fall is going to start, so it doesn't matter. I'm just going to replace it with the fall program. What our research program is so unique about is we have sessions with the research expert, which is the university professors, along with a specialized creative writer whose focus is solely on writing the research paper. So they get sessions with both of them, right? They are doing research with a professor, they're writing with a creative writer. And that yields a research paper after 12 weeks. After review, we help them submit it for publishing. Okay, so this is the process that we follow. We've been doing that for 4 years. Over 300 students have submitted their paper, and over 100 students have their research paper already published, and I'll share with you. Okay. These are the programs that we offer. Cancer, they work with an expert who's a specialist and who's a university professor in cancer. We have neuroscience, which is neurodegenerative diseases. He's University of Southern California professor. We have infectious diseases or disease modeling. Then we have nanoscience. We have reproductive organs. We have AI, genomics, genetics, and business for the fall season. Okay. And this is by grades at which we allow them to do. We do have a brochure which is going to get updated for the fall season. This is Dr. Kate. She is an infectious diseases professor. She's a full professor at Bethel. Okay, we have this professor who is a research professor at Arizona State University. She teaches nanoscience. We have this wonderful professor who teaches AI. She's from University of Maryland. And this is Professor Virgil. He's a wonderful creative writer. And Professor K, who also teaches creative writing. They're all specialists who help students write their paper. So everything is kind of available on Gifted Gabber. At the moment, you can join our wait list so that you are the first to know when it's coming, and also you get the first dibs on the coupon and everything, like early bird coupon and everything, which is an amazing thing to have. So yes, I'm just going to post it. It's got giftedgabber.com. Okay, and and here we go. This is our website. And I'm just going to finish up like real quick. Give me a few minutes. Okay. And also, yeah, I went over that. Our BSMD counseling for high school, we're going to start our fall group counseling for students who are not seniors, because the senior counseling is completely different. They need to write essays and apply to colleges. Okay, so we have a wonderfully structured program that targets the 6 parameters that we talked about, right? We create a compelling profile, which is like rather unique, with passion projects to build the honors and awards, looking for volunteering opportunities, and everything is part of this program. Okay, now for the seniors, okay, what's included in the program? Duh, pretty much the kitchen sink. I'm just kidding. We give a comprehensive counseling, where right from building the college list to selecting the essays to the resume to the activities to interview, everything is included. Okay, I'm just going to show you what the 3-step process is, and we help with that, like submitting the Common App application, the undergrad application, then writing the supplemental essays and submitting it. That's part of it, and we prepare them for mini medical interviews, like create an elevator pitch and everything. That's our specialty. Okay, and yeah, we typically do 5 to 10 colleges, but if a student can take on more, they can write as many. We don't have a problem. Everything is included: the BSMD applications, essay, resume preparation, mini medical interview, just about everything. Okay. And yeah, the benefits of joining us. Ooh, structure, that's like the cornerstone. Accountability, every student takes charge. We have expert guidance on every aspect of the college application. Okay. And we give them a lot of brainstorming exercises and templates. And of course, this all leads to maximizing acceptance and scholarships. Okay. And our research program success. I just want to read out this acceptance letter from Duke. It says, I enjoyed reviewing your application, and the admissions committee was impressed by your innovative projects and research prowess. At Duke, you can continue innovating in makerspace like Foundry and other programs like Duke STEAM and everything. So you see how important research is in a profile in like top 25 colleges, right? So that gives you opens up a lot of avenues for acceptances and scholarships. Okay, and this is some client love. Our students have gotten in full tuition to Johns Hopkins, St. Bonaventure, just tons of colleges. Okay, to schedule a call, I'm just going to give you a link. If you're interested in our senior, at the moment, we are accepting seniors at the moment because our program for basically non senior starts in fall. So at the moment, we are focused on helping with seniors, and you can schedule a call. And I'm just going to share the scholarship link. You can use this to access the scholarship, free scholarship course. Okay. Okay. Did everybody get it? Okay. So now let's start with the questions. Please put away all your questions. I'm going to address them right one by one. Okay. So let's get with this. Okay. So the question is, can you get into the program with A's and B's in high school? Of course, they're looking at an upward trajectory. It is normal to get a B in school. Everybody struggles, but they want to see the upward trajectory if the student has come back on course in that. Okay, so yes. Okay. The question is this seminar restricted to BSMD only because I have a bachelor's of science and a master's of public health? Absolutely. I mean, this is targeted towards high schoolers who want to apply to the BSMD program. Okay. Yes. But of course, you're welcome to join us. Okay. Okay, the next question is, which two DO programs do you mention? I mentioned Nova Southeastern and Rowan. These are like amazing schools my students have gotten in. Okay. Another question from Lena is, what extracurricular activities do you recommend? Now, Lena, you need to tell me which grade they are in. So, based on the grade, we recommend extracurricular activities. If they're in the ninth grade, they're still exploring, right? So we expect them to go and volunteer in places and see what they like, right? By the time they are in the junior and the senior year, they need to start accumulating their shadowing hours and everything. So it depends on which grade that they're applying. Always look for opportunities that are medically related, any blood bank that they can go to volunteer, any senior homes that they can go, hospitals, anything that is like healthcare related. They should go for it. Okay. Okay, so the question is, do medical school look at the SAT score or matters only for undergraduate? See, we're talking about the BSMD program, right? So it's a combined undergrad and MD program, right? So when you're trying to submit your MD application, they are going to be looking at your SAT, ACT scores. Okay, even to get into a very good undergrad pre-med program, you need to have very good test scores to get those acceptances and scholarships. So test scores are very, very important. It's not test optional anymore. If you want to get a leg up, you have to. University of Alabama gives 21K scholarship if your test score is over 1500 and everything. So yes, to avail all those scholarships, you need to have very good test scores. Okay. It says, I can't watch anything. Am I the only one? I'm so sorry. You can just watch the recording. Okay, do kids need to do multiple shadowing? Is it a must? Archana, there is no question like you have to have multiple shadowing. No, it is like being consistent, right? Colleges like to see about 100 hours combined in 4 years. So it doesn't matter how you get it. Most of my students struggle to kind of even get one opportunity. So yes, so getting one is good. Multiple is a bonus. Okay. Okay, the question is which AP calculus matters, AB or BC? I know you mentioned, but I didn't get it. Okay, Maria. The thing is, calculus E AB is preferred. Okay, that is like the first preference. BC is a bonus. AP stats is a bonus, but please try to get AP calculus AB into your profile. Okay. The next question is, do shadowing doctors during high school or college? We're talking about high school, right? Yes, they need to shadow doctors during the high school. Basically, during the summer, they do that shadowing. Okay. Can students shadow after applying to college in their senior years? You've got to show that you shadowed in your resume, right? So, what point is it if you start your shadowing after submitting your application? The very most important criteria is that you have shadowing or a medical related shadowing in your profile. So it's important that they do that before, accumulate that from ninth grade itself. Okay. Yeah. How long can be the resume? It depends on how many activities you have, right? If you have a lot of activities, it's going to be very long. I have students whose resume are 4 pages long because they did so many things. And I ask my students to put as much detail as possible. If you've got it flaunted, why should we restrict it to 1 page? No. My students have to put in 3 to 4 bullet points, use power verbs. And if they have like 10 activities, it's like 30 bullet points, right? So it doesn't matter. Okay. Okay. Any other questions? It says, do I have to get a letter from doctor saying I shadowed them, or can I put it in my resume? It is customary to get a letter or a letter of recommendation from wherever you shadow. I really think it's a good idea if you make sure that you track your hours and have the doctor give you a letter in their letterhead. Okay, because if the admission officer has any questions about your shadowing, they're going to call your counselor, not you directly. So it's better to have everything documented, right? That's my opinion, including volunteering hours and everything. Get everything in paper. Why let it loose, right? It's very, very important to keep everything documented. Got it? Yeah. Which grade is optional to start research program? Our students start by ninth grade. So yeah, if they're ready, then they can do it. But we only allow students in the infectious diseases for grade 9. Cancer and neuroscience, they've got to be in their 11th grade to do that because we need AP biology or honors biology for that. Yes, so it depends on the program that you're joining. Infectious diseases is run by Dr. Kate, and she explains the basics very, very well. That's going to help them with the AP biology. So please check our website and you'll get all the details. Okay. Is it good enough to have completed a research paper in a AP research class? Unfortunately, no, Amara. AP research is part of the curriculum, right? So an extracurricular activity has to be outside the curriculum. So AP research is a subject. Okay, so if you have completed a research paper in AP research, you cannot put it in the extracurricular activity column. Okay, great question. Do you have programs for seniors? Sonal Jain, yes. We have a comprehensive counseling for applying to the BSMD programs. You can schedule a call with us. I'm just going to share the link again. You can schedule a call with us to go over what we have to offer. Yeah, I mean, typically, yes, this is the time we are closing in on our senior college applications because we won't have enough time to spend with them, right? So yes, we do offer thing. Okay, is research done as a part of AP research in senior school is good? It's good to do AP research, but you cannot write it as an extracurricular activity. Extracurricular activity is something that you do out of the four walls of your classroom and the curriculum. AP research and seminar are part of the curriculum AP capstone diploma. So you cannot really publish the research paper because it's not done under a PhD or a university professor. Okay, so that's what it is. Avanti C, do you help seniors? Absolutely. That's what we do in summer. We eat, drink, uh, only college admissions. That's all we do. Yes, we do accept. You can schedule a free call with us, putting a profile in, and we will be able to guide you with the different options that we have. Okay. Do I have to get a letter for the doctor after shadowing? Yeah, I think I answered that. Does research have to be related to the medical field? Yes, Samara, because this is a BSMD program. You're applying to become a doctor. So it's preferable that it's in a STEM field and a medical field, like cancer, research, and everything. Okay. Sri Lanka, which grade can we start researching? Grade 9. Fall, our program is starting. Grade 9 is a perfect time to start researching. It helps them with deep learning and with their AP courses because research is like a muscle that they need to develop. Okay, great question. My student is a senior and does not have research or shadowing experience. Does that mean BSMD is not a viable program for her? She has a 4.0 GPA and 3.5 S. There's no problem at all. You can enroll in our fall research program, at which point you will tell the college application that you're working on the research. You have to be honest about the dates. That can be fixed. And shadowing, she can still go. And let me tell you, Ritu, how to get a shadowing opportunity. You go to Walmart, you go to Costco, there's an optometrist there, there is a lens store there. Go and shadow there. My students have shadowed in optometrist. Nothing is lost now. Why do you think that you have to look for a heart specialist? Go around, knock doors, right? Ask your pediatrician. It is possible. There is still time. I suggest you do that. If you come to counseling with me, I'm going to teach your child how to do that because she has got a perfect stat, and we will help her with the research program. Okay, either cancer or neuroscience for fall, and she can start working on it because we have our creative writers ready. So, Ritu, if you want to schedule a call, we can go over it and we will help you get her shadowing experience. We have something up our sleeve that's very, very unique. You've got to get into the program and we'll teach you how. So, we have everything. We will guide you into that. Okay. Okay, the next question. SAT and ACT score must matter after undergrad school when you apply to med school. I'm not talking. No, 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 no. When you apply to the med school, you need the MCAT exam. SAT, ACT scores are needed to get into the undergrad program. After you get into the undergrad program, in order to get into the med school, you need to have the SAT. I'm sorry, the GMAT. Did I say GMAT? MCAT. I'm sorry. I'm just like a wonky today. I apologize. It's the end of the day. Okay, MCAT. Okay. Do you have to take AP physics? Will honors physics do? Deepamani, honors physics is perfectly fine, but you're talking about a college that is 1 to 5% acceptance, so they expect your profile to be there. Okay. Yes. Okay. My student did AP Calculus BC, but not AP. Will that damage her? No, no, no. It won't damage her application. No, it's perfectly fine. If she did and she scored well, her GPA was good, there's no problem. Yeah. Great question, Kiran. Okay. How important is it to take AP Spanish if they've already done 4 years of language, 6th through 11th, and biliteracy? I need to dig deep into this. Deepamani, if you've met with your foreign language requirements, it should be enough, but please don't quote it. These are like very specific questions that I don't want to mess up. Please check with your counselor. We need to see in detail your child's profile before we can tell you a decision. Okay, you can schedule a call with us and we can certainly help you because we want to look over the profile thoroughly. Okay. How many AP courses do students take who were admitted to the BSMD program? Shubha Kulkarni, this is the most difficult question. I can tell you that my son graduated with 20 APs. He didn't get into the BSMD program. He wasn't interested. His best friend, Christina, got into Penn State. She did 19 APs. So on an average, we are looking at 10 plus or nearly 12 to 15 APs to get into the BSMD program because it's a top 1% program, so they expect a profile also to be like that. And it's also dependent on the curriculum that's offered in your school, right? If your school offers about 20, 25 to 30 APs, it needs to be reflected in your transcript. If it's not offered, they have a ton of restrictions, then the thing changes. So it depends on your school curriculum. Okay. And also the way the class rank is determined is there is one child who did the most APs becomes a baseline. Anybody else is compared to that. Okay. So that's how the class rank works. So it depends from school to school. Okay. Yeah. Can not having a leadership position be detrimental to your resume? I mean, it's not detrimental, but why would you deliberately not have it, right? You always need to aspire to have leadership. Doesn't matter if it's a BSMD program or anything, go for it. I mean, there is still time. We can give you instructions to start the Horizon Club in your school. You need to take action. You cannot just say, oh, is it going to hurt my position? I'm going to make a calculated decision. Doesn't matter what you're applying to, leadership is the number one opportunity that you should look for. We will give you instructions on how to start a Horizon Club network in school. And you can do that. And that is a leadership opportunity. So never give up. That's my point. Okay. When is a good time to register to your BSMD program? Depends on the grade. If you're a senior year, immediately. If you're starting 9th, 10th, 11th, then our program start in September. We will be announcing that. Okay, we do have a 3-day BSMD challenge that we run where this is more deeper. This, I just skimmed the surface. Every day we pick deeper and deeper, and you'll have a 3-day challenge. And after that, we launch our BSMD program, and boom, please enroll, because this is not a program that you can find anywhere that is like specific to the BSMD profile, and we give you that. Okay. Archana, thank you so much. Very helpful. Thank you. I appreciate that, Archana. I hope everything works out for you. Thank you for your kind words. BSMD application is the same like regular college application or different way to submit it and time frame. So the thing is, the BSMD application falls along with the Common App, right? The Common App you need to submit and get accepted, right? But you need to apply it early because some of the deadlines are very early. Penn State is October 10th. Okay, Drexel is November 1st. That means you should have gotten accepted into their undergrad program. So we typically submit our applications by October 1st through the Common App and wait for the medical application, and then there's a deadline for that. So every college is different. They have different deadlines. It's like not at all uniform at all. Like November 1st is the deadline for Drexel. November 15th is for University of Alabama. December 1st is somebody. I mean, it's like we have a whole thing mapped out. Yes, no problem. I answer the question. My student has a 1310 SAT, 6 point GPA. Can he apply? Any chances? Certainly can try, right? Can give another attempt at SAT, ACT to bring up their scores. ACT is also a very predictable exam. Yes. NOAA Southeastern is very kind to average and below average profiles. My student got 84K. Her profile was not fantastic, but she still did win. So yes, it's worth applying. Okay, the question is, does taking French rather than Spanish damage the application just because it's not widely spoken? No, there's no damage, Kiran, nothing like that. But they need 3 years of foreign language. So it doesn't matter. It depends on the child what they want to do. There's nothing damaging about it at all. But be consistent with that language, okay? So that's what it is. Like, for example, my son, he switched to Latin. He's like, Mom, I don't want to do Spanish. I want to do Latin. So in the middle, he switched to Latin, but he did have 2 years of consecutive Latin. So it's perfectly fine. Okay. Where can I get the BSMD school guide for all information? We do have some resources that we can share. We have a lot of resources for the list of the colleges and everything. We can share them with you. You can open a ticket and we'll share the whole list. Does Penn have a BSMD program? Absolutely. So now it's a fantastic BSMD program, but extremely difficult to get in. Yeah. Okay, so how much do AP scores matter? Anita, AP scores matter when you want to get credits, right? You will save money because you don't need to repeat those courses in an undergrad program, right? For example, my son transferred all his credits to Georgia Tech and he graduated in 2.5 years. So you're saving a lot of money. So AP scores matter when you're applying to highly selective schools and you want to get credit. So that's where it comes in. So it's very important to have good AP scores, 4 and 5. Okay. Another question is: does participation to the Congress of Future Medical Leaders count for anything? I need to look deeply into the program. I'm not very familiar with it. So I need to look deeply. Thank you for asking. I can do research and find out. Okay. Also, the question is: what are you doing in that activity? What is the outcome? Is it tangible? Is it significant? Can you measure that? What are they going to do there? How is it going to look in the college application? That's what you need to look at when you're applying to uh, a volunteering position. Okay. Can H4 students apply to the base? Absolutely. I want you to look over my channel. I appear on the immigration channel. I show up there to kind of, let me just go there and get you my link. You can go there. I get invited a lot. This is the video where I speak about how to pursue a medical uh, program on a visa. It is possible. There are a couple of colleges that do offer BSMD programs for H4 students. Yes. Okay. My student has 16 APs, including bio, stats. However, she does not have a score of 1500. It was good 1480. Honey, try again. Certainly do the ACT in September, right? Again, take another SAT exam and see. Nothing is lost. My students are still studying for their August 25th SAT. Try again. Nobody gets the best score in the first or second attempt. Please try to do that because she has got an exceptionally good profile. Try again. It doesn't only have to be SAT. ACT is a very predictable exam. So try that. She might end up getting 35, right? Great question, Avanti. Can you talk a little bit more about NSU BSMD program? You can schedule a call with me to go over that deeply, right? Okay, I answered that. Okay, because Nova Southeastern is a BSDO program. It's not a BSMD program, if I can remember. Or did they start a BSMD program? My students have gotten into Nova Southeastern, which is an exceptionally good program. And the thing about Nova Southeastern is you can start off there, and if you get a better offer with an MD program, you can leave and go as well. So it's non-binding and it's a wonderful program, and they give a lot of scholarships. All right. Okay, thank you so much. Okay, I'm going to share this link again where you can schedule a call with us, and we will go over the different profile building and everything. And our program starts in fall. Our BSMD counseling and research program. Please avail that. It's a very exclusive program. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Without further ado, I'll let you guys go. Bye now.